Hello World Wide Web. In this video, we're going to explore strategies to manage and keep anger under control. In our last video, we discussed the importance of recognizing healthy anger and how to express it. This was mostly targeted at those of us who struggle in asserting themselves. So this week, the focus is on the other side of the spectrum. We're discussing what happens when there's too much anger in us that's creating problems in our life and in our relationships. So, anger, just an emotion, just like sadness, joy, excitation. However, anger has an especially powerful charge to it that sometimes feels impossible to contain. If we frequently have angry outbursts, people in our lives might be scared of us. They might withdraw from close relationships with us. Being too angry in life has the effect of distancing others from us. Anger can also look a little bit more insidious for us, meaning less obvious. That it might be that we're perpetually grumpy or irritable instead of being rageful and screaming in the obvious form of anger. So this form of anger, the irritability, the grumpiness, is no less draining on our relationships than the really outward display of anger. So while it is good to recognize and at times express our anger, always good to recognize it, it's not always good to express it because it rarely benefits anyone to nakedly just fly off the handle, express our rage, get it out. We usually don't just get things out. If we get them out, then somebody takes them on and it creates a whole other set of problems. So usually just letting yourself rip with anger, not a great strategy. May make you feel better in the moment, but not good for your relationships. So we're going to cover a 3-step process in helping to contain anger. Step 1, recognizing the signs of anger before they reach nuclear level. So if we can start to recognize the beginning stages of anger, it might be a tension and somewhere in our body. It might be if we notice our voice start to shake or quiver. Certain thoughts might be associated with anger that start to trigger us. A lot of little things that are sort of the beginning of the path to a larger display of anger. So if we can get better at recognizing these small signs of anger when they're minuscule, we can avoid the huge explosion down the road. Step 2, if we've successfully identified the physical feelings of anger, the little steps, often the tension in the body, the quickening of the breath, we can deliberately change how we feel through deep controlled breathing, with an emphasis on the exhalation of our breath. So the reason we focus on a long, slow exhale and not on the inhalation is because the exhalation triggers the parasympathetic branch of our autonomic nervous system, meaning the branch of our nervous system that helps us to relax. And exhaling does that. So we do a long, slow exhale. We can count to 7 or even 11 and let ourselves breathe in naturally and just breathe out as slow as you possibly can. We could even conjure up a phrase or a word that we associate it with being calm or relaxed, possibly even some imagery, perhaps the beach, mountains, forest, whatever, something that we associate with feeling calm and relaxed. That helps us to bring our nervous system down. Which brings us to the last step in this process, which is analysis, which is only possible once we are relaxed, because we cannot analyze things, we cannot bring our prefrontal cortex online if we're super angry. Our brain doesn't work like that. So once we're able to calm down, we can bring some logic and some rationale to our feelings, and we can ask ourselves if our response makes sense given the circumstances of the moment, or if there are other factors at play that are making us have especially strong feelings in the moment. Anger does not stand up to the laws of logic usually. So, and what we find is that our anger is displaced, meaning we're actually angry about something else in our life and it's coming out in this particular moment, maybe because it's more acceptable in this moment than in the other one. It could also just be as simple as we're really tired or we're really hungry. These things make all of us really irritable and quick to jump into our temper. So, Step 1, recognition. Step 2, relaxation. Step 3, analysis. Step 3 is oftentimes where we spend a lot of time in psychotherapy, trying to analyze, why am I so angry? Why does this pop up in my life? And usually that has roots that go pretty deep into childhood, early family life. So We're not going to talk about that in this video. This is just the first 3 steps. If you're interested more in exploring this, you can reach out to me. Be happy to talk more with you in person, in depth about anger. So hope you've enjoyed it. Take care. Bye.